This is Work of Art, the next great artist.
Win so bad, but I think that Miles deserved that a little bit.
Deserved to win?
No. I don't know.
Deserved to win? I think he was overdoing it.
Miles has won 2 in a row. He's very talented, but what do I gotta do to win a challenge? You know, sleep in the gallery or make an ass the concrete.
Yep.
Let's do it, guys.
China with a bunch of question marks around her. Ooh, it feels like a game show quiz.
Morning, guys. Before you find out about your next challenge, I need you to pick a paint tube from this box. Miles, we'll start with you.
Monster.
Thank you, Miles.
I think I'm going to have to create a monster out of 6 Helvetica question marks, and it's pretty much one of the easiest things you could ever ask me to do.
Judith, why don't you come up?
Love.
Good versus evil.
Immortal.
Monster. Me and Miles have the same word. It's almost as if fate has put us against each other to kind of compete on this level.
Immortal. Time travel.
Ooh. Good versus evil.
Adventure.
Time travel.
Love. Judith, the other person who drew the name Love, and I definitely don't want to work with her.
Adventure.
All right. You guys wondering what these question marks are for?
Yes.
Follow me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Oh, cool.
This is the best day of my life.
When I see the other side, I flip out. There are 6 of the most classic novels ever.
We're all just looking at these wonderful book covers, and we're all very curious about what the challenge is.
You've all heard the adage, you can't judge a book by its cover. But this week, that's exactly what's going to happen. You'll each be creating covers for these classic books. Although 2 of you share the same book title, this is an individual challenge. Very special guest this week to tell you how important a great cover can be. Catherine Court, president and publisher for Penguin Books.
Hi.
Catherine, can you please tell us more about Penguin and your history with cover art?
Sure. We've been working very hard finding great artists to do the covers of our books. Famous people like Damien Hirst, who allowed us to use a piece of his artwork on Darwin's Origin of the Species. You have to just think of something that will distinguish itself from everything else in the marketplace. I think that's pretty much my best advice.
And there's one more thing. Catherine, do you want to tell them the good news?
The winning design will be published on a Penguin book, and that book will be for sale all over America.
I'm not experienced in the art world, so to win this challenge and have my artwork published on a cover for my family, for my girlfriend, you know, for my niece, for my dogs, would just be incredible.
Since this is such a great opportunity, the winner will not receive immunity in the next challenge. You have until midnight tonight and only 1 hour tomorrow to work on your covers. So Catherine and I will see you tomorrow. Good luck, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
As an artist, it's about visibility. That's the most important thing. This challenge, I think, is a great opportunity for that. Millions of people will see the book. I have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm thinking about good versus evil and the duality of man. So I want to put those polar contrasts in the painting.
I've seen the movie Pride and Prejudice, but haven't read the book. It's a love story. It's a little tragic. I feel that the silhouette of a woman is something that both men and women would be drawn to. So I'm doing this partially nude photo shoot, and I'm going to do an ink drawing based off of that.
My book is The Time Machine. For this challenge, I'm gonna make it very simple. I want bright colors for this piece, something that you could see all the way across the room.
$99.95.
Took up a lot of space.
And just kind of be menacing, kind of walking in. A lot of my work is slick and commercial. I make a lot of books myself, so I'm definitely comfortable doing graphic design work.
I still look sad, right?
Not sad, but like you just went through some. I have never read Dracula before, but the piece I'm working on is more of a contemporary feel. I want to represent Dracula in a much more young, modern way. Such pretty hair.
Having your art on the cover of a book that's going to be seen all over is like a ton of pressure. I started feeling really guilty that I was about to design a book cover for a book that I'd never read in my life before. So then I timed how long it took me to read one page. Pretty much worked out that I could read the book in 4 hours. Hopefully I'll still have, good enough to finish the design that I thought of.
Somebody who's Dracula should just paint the dude from Twilight.
This is a multi-layered book with a lot of themes in it, some of which I can relate to, mainly because I'm a Christian. Certainly the idea of immortality has a very heavy spiritual connotation. I really need to redeem myself, especially after almost getting kicked off in the last challenge.
Where's my straight edge? Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know, not bringing a ruler is like...
Can you just get off my back? Thank you.
I have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Instantly, I think that maybe I should do a self-portrait because I am more known for my performance work, and I think of myself as a Jekyll and Hyde character. So this is all pretty fun for me.
John, what do you think?
Oh, my God. It's getting there. I love making artwork that is primarily focused on themes that have to deal with my reality, whether it be gay culture or what I like to drink at a bar. So I want to make a time machine that I would want to ride in. I want the piece to look like it's glowing.
3, divide that by 2, 1.5, that'll be how far you'll go in on the edges. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The book is about a time traveler that falls in love with this feminine elf creature named Weena. I want my cover to look a little bit like Victorian wallpaper. It has a lot of the clues to the narrative inside the book.
Always taking off your clothes, man. Always.
This book, Frankenstein, is really important to me. It's just so much about humanity, how we're just alienated from ourselves, from God, from everyone else. I have the idea of doing this sculpture that I'm then gonna photograph. It turns out anything close to what I have in my head is gonna be a knockout.
So I decided to do the photo shoot in the bathroom, even though it's hard to do it because I'm actually kind of a shy person. As a child, I didn't have too many friends. So for me, art's always been a really personal way of expressing my feelings, and it's the way that I deal with my feelings of isolation.
I go and walk into the bathroom. Jacqueline is there doing a photo shoot. It looks like a pretty sensual photo shoot to me. I'm not sure how that fits in with the era of Pride and Prejudice. It was like she was on a big set, but she's really in the bathroom. Go, Jackie, go.
The idea that this was a challenge to create a cover, that felt more like a job, and I just don't think that way. I'm a fine artist. I'm going to use my fingerprint approach in a floral pattern that will be suggestive of the gardens and the romanticism of that era.
Cool. Perfect.
Pressing a button is really hard.
Miles is reading Frankenstein and actually spent a good amount of time to the point where people were like, whoa, is he going to be finished?
How gutsy is that to actually take the time to read an entire novel before you do the cover for it? I'm worried about Miles.
Coming up on Work of Art.
And it sucks, man. I wanted to do really good on this project, but that would all suck if I just went home this time.
I think you're intense. I think I am.
Judith's a really nice person, but when she gets really tired, she starts saying super crazy things to me.
The challenge is to create a book cover for a classic novel, and the winner of the challenge gets their book cover published, which is insanity.
Like, how many hours do we have?
Yeah, we don't have much time.
I really want to win this one because this book is so important to me. It's the only one of the 6 books I've read, and I've got some of the art tattooed on me. It's of Alice after the baby turned into the pig. I can completely relate my personal life to this book because of Alice's imagination. I kind of live in my imagination all the time.
It's very, very, very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And Eric's painting, the face on his Alice, I think looks a little too old. I think that that's not going to fly with the judges.